Live from Cleveland, this is Progressive Field. Two of the best teams in the game square off. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Biggest story coming into this one is what he's been able to do at the plate recently. Absolutely on fire, Singy.
Yeah, he's been terrific, Boog. Has really made this a dangerous team. His bat's been lethal of late, and it's opening up a lot of opportunities for his teammates, too.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Coming up on the first pitch, and today on the hill, Daniel Espino. Chris, it's a little more common these days, but still, he's a strikeout per inning type of guy.
Well, I hear you about the strikeouts. A lot more guys striking out today, but when you consider having the ability to get that strikeout, particularly when you need it, a man on third, less than 2 outs, situations where, yeah, maybe you're not a real high strikeout guy, but just knowing you have the swing and miss stuff in a big spot, I think it's real critical, and he's got it.
In the air, pretty deep out to center field. Martinez sizing this one up, makes the catch, and there's one gone. Bo Bichette up to the dish.
Shortstop, Bo Bichette.
Right side. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's 2 down. 2 down, base is empty. And now to the plate, here's the Toronto DH, Anthony Santander. First pitch misses. 2 outs, base is empty. And there's the strike. And there's a ball. Right side, hard hit. And that is the inning. Back here in Cleveland. And the starter for Toronto, Ricky Tiedemann. And Chris, he's hoping for some better fortune moving forward.
Well, I'm looking to see if he can increase the amount of swings and misses and perhaps get more strikeouts, because hitters are batting over 300 against him, and that means guys are getting the barrel to the ball. Exit velocity's got to be pretty good when you have that kind of batting average, so he's going to have to find a way to do something different in this one.
It gets down, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Batting second, third baseman.
Here's Jose Ramirez.
Seems like he's making contact with everything lately. Currently owns a 7-game hitting streak.
Swinging a foul straight back. That one misses, and that's ball 1. Right through there for a strike. And that's downstairs and outside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. And that's the first out. Jhonkensy Noel digs in for the Guardians. Inside. And that is ball 1. Noel launched a homer in his most recent game.
One. 1-1.
And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss.
1-2.
And that just misses.
2-2.
Outside. Full count now.
Good miss with that changeup away. He needs a ball on the ground for a double play, minimize the potential threat right here. On the hitter's side, nice job of laying off that pitch.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
First
So now it's the four-hole hitter, Kyle Manzardo. 3 hits last night, so he was a big factor in getting that win. Swing and a miss, strike one.
It's 0-1.
Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first here in the second game of the series. Outside low, 1-1.
1-1.
Now a high fly ball out to left center. Varsho after it. Squeezes it, and that will end the inning. Here in Cleveland, new inning getting started. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. Espino back to work. This guy who grew up in big league clubhouses, got to be a nice feeling, Siggy, when your father played in the big leagues and he passes down all that wisdom. Next offering is in for a strike.
I can only imagine the comfort level of being in the ballpark for those kids who are fortunate enough to have a dad that played in the big leagues. Them being on the baseball field, for some it's pressure. For them, they feel that they are right at home.
Next pitch is downstairs. And the right-hander deals. That missed by a lot. And a full count now. Swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases. To second, pulls him off the bag.
Batting fifth, catcher Alejandro Kirk.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Alejandro Kirk now at the plate. Inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Second inning here, no score. On the ground, right side, Arias. On to first, one out in the second. Here's Ryan McMahon now.
This is all about situational hitting. It's crucial in this spot. Do whatever it takes to put the ball in play, and hopefully you find a gap in the defense.
Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. To the warning track, makes the catch. Runner tags from third, and the Jays score first. It's 1-0. And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. Not even close there. Ball one.
He didn't want to give up that run, but he did. Got the fly ball, sac fly out. Now it's time to attack these other guys. Get your team back in the dugout.
Liner to second and picked on the hop. That ends the frame. Back now at Progressive Field, bottom of the second. And now it's the switch hitter, Carlos Santana. Swings through that one for strike one.
No balls, one strike.
And that's downstairs. And the count even 1-1. Check swing, called strike. Next offering upstairs.
2-2. Count is full.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
Here's Brian Rocchio. Out in front with the swing, and that is strike one.
0 balls, 1 strike.
The shortstop takes the ball. Right side. Into the outfield. Base hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
Now, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. Just a simple ground ball the other way that had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
That's the ball.
Gabriel Arias at the plate now. That's ball 1. Try to get him to chase on the changeup that time.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Now 3-0. And they're all loaded up.
So here we go again with the walks. It's been a real struggle finding the zone for him in the past. Now, even if they get out of this jam, these walks add pressure and stress to the entire team.
Austin Hedges stands in. And a breaking ball misses outside. Laser, base hit. 1 runs in. Runner held at third, and they'll be loaded again with nobody out.
Well, he gets it done in a big spot to get the run across. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
That one misses, and that's ball 2.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count, bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count.
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. Off the base of the wall. 1 runs in, right past his coach, headed for the plate. The run scores from second, and they take a 2-run lead.
Well, a huge 2 RBI swing of the bat right there. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
Next to hit, Stephen Kwan. There's a strike. Hedges at third. Martinez at second with nobody out. Next offering misses down and away.
1-1.
That misses, and it's 2-1.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
On the ground to first. Guerrero takes it himself. That's 1 out, the bottom of the second. Now it's Jose Ramirez. Golden opportunity right here. Upstairs.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that pitch that's up, that's in on your hands. That'll pop you up in the infield, and that's exactly what the pitcher wants.
Just missed. Pitch is in for a strike, and it's 3-1.
Take it all away on 3-0 right there, and as a hitter, you're saying, why couldn't I get that pitch earlier in the count when I'm looking to swing?
Swing and a foul out of play. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. 1 run across. Another comes in to score, and they lead by 4.
Picks himself up a couple of ribbies. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infield.
To first, and they've got him picked off. To second, and he's out. Now a chance for Jhonkensy Noel. He swings and fouls one off. That's inside. Offense exploding for 5 so far in the inning. Bottom half of inning number 2. That one almost got him. Swing and a drive, deep right field. Way back there. And that ball is out of here. So he goes the opposite way with that one. And they tack on to their lead. It's 6-1. Base is empty with 2 away. And up next for Cleveland, Kyle Manzardo. Late swing, foul to the left. 2 down, nobody on. Just missed. Next offering upstairs. And that's in there at the knees. Off the mark there. 3-2 down. Breaking ball in there. Got him looking. Inning over. Although plenty of damage done. On to the 3rd inning, and now it's Dalton Varsho.
This guy's just a tremendously talented center fielder. Gold Glove caliber type out there. Offensively, he can do some things, but also has some streakiness as well. I think the key is just trying to find a way for him to be consistent day in and day out. He saves runs in the outfield, so that's going to buy him more time to work things out at the dish.
And he grounds one back up the middle. What a stop. Throw to first, and he can't come up with it. Man at first, and now for the Jays, Andres Jimenez. Jimenez, a former Gold Glove winner, 26 years old, and he was born in Venezuela. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
In the air, right field, pretty well struck. And caught on the warning track.
It's a really good swing. He just didn't get quite enough of it to beat the wind. It's blowing in from right field right now.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. Next to hit, Nathan Lucas. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. And he pumps it a strike. Slapped foul. Man at first, 1 away. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Now
Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. Slide to right his first time. And a foul ball. To the right side. Finds its way through, base hit. And now 2 aboard.
Well, his hot hitting continues. He's been getting great results lately. Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
Santander in the box now as he looks at ball 1. Second plate appearance of the day for him. And another ball.
That's a ball.
Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. The run comes in to score from second. It's 6-2.
Well, that was one of those high percentage advantage counts where batting averages are just so much higher. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
Next offering upstairs.
He's been raking in recent games, and a big reason why getting ahead in counts. He's been able to do that consistently, and you see the results.
Now a screamer into the outfield. He makes the grab, and that is that. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now the DH, Carlos Santana.
Carlos Santana.
That one almost got him. Ripped on a line. Makes the grab. One away. Now it's the shortstop, Brian Rocchio. Singled and scored his first time.
Brian Rocchio.
That one off the mark,
and
it's 1-0. 1 out, base is empty. That one ripped. Way back there. And it's off the wall, but foul. The shortstop takes the ball.
And that's a pitch early in this game. He needs called for a strike. Struggling with command issues. He's got to get a little help from the umpire.
Headed towards the corner. And that's a fair ball. One gone, runner at first. Gabriel Arias digs in for the Guardians.
Gabriel Arias.
Runner on the go. Pitch in the dirt.
1-0.
Throw. Save.
High leg kick hangs in the air, but he read it nicely. And now in scoring position to add on to this lead.
Man at second. And it's fouled away. Inside, and it hit him.
That hit him.
Now pitching for
The new
Toronto.
pitcher in the game, Alec
Number
Manoah.
6.
Well, he struggled quite a bit, so this is another opportunity to get on the right track. He's given up more than 1 hit per inning pitch so far this season.
2 on, 1 out. And next is the Guardians catcher, Austin Hedges. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. And a foul ball. Two on, 1 out. That one hit to right. Springer has a beat on it. Makes the catch. Runner tags at second. And he moves up to third. Now 2 away.
Now we'll see if moving up to third there pays off for him. He didn't have to tag and go, but now he can score a lot of different ways. Doesn't have to be a base hit. We'll see what happens.
High fly ball out towards left center. Lucas sizes this one up, nabs it, and that is the inning. As we go to the top of the 4th, leading off, Alejandro Kirk. That one in the dirt. 1-0.
Well, these Jays, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
A little out front there as he swings through it.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. Slider got him for strike 3. Ryan McMahon steps to the plate. Drove in a run with a sac fly his first time up. Fastball for a strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Nope, ball.
And the slider
outside.
just misses.
He hasn't fallen behind in the count like this all day. He's in danger of walking his first batter right here.
The 3-1 in for a strike, full count. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
Now that
Here's George Springer. Grounded out his first time. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff.
Arias, 1 and 2nd on the first, double play, and that's the inning. Ready to go, bottom 4. Now the left fielder, Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan.
Manoah, a former All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, and he works in a changeup. Out there to center. Hauls it in for the out. Here's the third baseman, Jose Ramirez. It's interesting, he plays kind of a power spot defensively, but runs pretty well. So when you're looking at that position, you're not expecting someone that has maybe above average speed, but he does.
And I think that skill set really upgrades the position, because when you have that kind of speed, it makes the whole team that much better.
Swing and a ground ball. Fair ball. Now he'll turn for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
A couple of hits in a row for him here. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
Runner breaks for third. Pitch misses. Throw to third, and he's out.
1 ball, no strikes.
Slider right there.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
Pitch misses. Now 3-1.
3-1.
Smoked on the ground, a second. The throw to first. Inning over. And we're back. All set for the start of the inning. And now for the Jays, Dalton Varsho. Espino back to work. That one finds the zone. Strike 1.
Well, these Blue Jays just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. Just one extra base hit for them. So they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Next offering down in the dirt. Stays alive.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him. Here's Andres Jimenez. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is fouled off. On the ground right side. And the first 2 set down in the top of the 5th. So the batting order turns over.
Now
Nathan Lucas digs in now.
Nathan Lucas.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. 2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. That one out to right. Noel makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Here in Cleveland, we head to the bottom of the fifth. And here's the first baseman, Kyle Manzardo. And first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
You know, these Guardians putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
Next pitch is outside.
1-2.
Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. That's back there. That'll make it out of here. He'll circle the bases, and they tack one on the board. It's 7-2. Carlos Santana, the next to hit. That's a little bit low. And another ball.
Oh, yeah.
And he swings through that one.
Good pitch right there. Tied him up on the hands. If I'm out there on the bump, I'm going right back in there.
Ripped on the ground to second. Tosses to first, and that's the first out in the bottom of the fifth. Brian Rocchio digs in for the Guardians. He's 2 for 2.
Rocchio.
And that's off the inside edge. And that's ball 1. Right through there for a strike. That one the other way, and it stays fair. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. And he'll reach second with one away.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. He got a pitch he could drive, but he didn't get too excited like a lot of guys do and pull off the baseball. Really good timing all the way through the swing, and the barrel was so on plane with the ball. Easy drive into the gap for that double.
Arias, batting with one down, takes a strike. That's hard hit on the line. And there's 2 down. Austin Hedges now. Hey, Chris, his big strength is defense, but it is interesting. In today's world of baseball, compared to when you played, a good defensive catcher is considered differently.
Whatever you get offensively is a bonus, but he's got to put the fingers down. He's got to present pitches to the umpire. They're going to help his pitcher get more strikes.
2 balls, no strikes.
Fly ball to right. And he'll play it on a bounce. Rocchio around third. He will score.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
Two outs. This to third. On to Jimenez. Inning over. Back here in Cleveland, here's the shortstop at the plate, Bo Bichette. And he's currently the team leader in batting average, Chris.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters, even if you give up a solo shot.
Swing and a high fly ball hit in the air left center field. This one's got a chance. Pulls it in on the warning track. Anthony Santander at the plate.
And he hammered that to straightaway center field. It's a deep part of the ballpark. Tell you what, that wind is blowing straight in. Got to be a big man if you're going to go through the wind of that part of the park. It just knocked that ball down.
One down, base is empty. Lifted in the air, right field. And a couple of quick outs. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 1 for 2.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That swing so reminiscent of his dad. Lots of pop. And that one fouled off. Vladdy measures 6 feet 2 inches, 245 pounds, and he's a former All-Star Game MVP.
So hard to touch. Being at the top of the zone, 99, 98, even 97. As pitchers do such a good job of teasing that part of the zone, just elevating a little bit. It looks good because you see it for a good while as a hitter. Looks juicy, and by the time you swing, it's almost in the catcher's mitt.
The 1-2. And a slider misses down and away.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
And a swing and a line drive into right field. He dives, but he can't make the catch. Throw back in, holds him at first, so just a single.
Showed a lot of fight with 2 strikes in that AB. Pitch was in and off the plate. So hard to do anything with a pitch in that location, but somehow he got the barrel to it and hit it well. Pretty amazing.
Kirk in the box again, takes a strike. Two outs. And he grounds one to the right side. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Now he gets it to the pitcher covering the bag. And they come away with an out after a tricky start to the play. Back now at Progressive Field. Now it's going to be Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan.
On the ground to short, Bichette. One up, one down. Now here is Jose Ramirez.
With this kind of lead, he can swing freely. Try to hit the ball out of the park. Do what he loves to do.
The other way, and that's a fair ball. Around first, heading for 2. Stepping up for the Guardians, Jhonkensy Noel. He's already homered here in this one. Late on that fastball.
It's 0-1.
Manoah checks the runner. Ramirez dives back in safely. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. Guerrero hauls it in, 2 away. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Kyle Manzardo. He's already homered in this game.
Kyle Manzardo.
That's through there for a strike. The 0-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Man on second, 2 down. Foul ball still 0-2. And that skips in the dirt. Next pitch misses way outside. Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
All right, Singy, you've tightened up the hairdo, but back when you played, how valuable was it to have a barber in the clubhouse?
Well, Boog, I'm going to say invaluable. That's how valuable that it was because I was the barber. Yes, I was the team barber, man. I'd be cutting hair 7:05 game. I'd be finishing cutting someone's hair at 6:45.
Whoa.
I'd ask these guys, you're making millions of dollars. Why can't you go to a stylist and get your hair done? You're coming to the clubhouse pressuring me to
Swing, and this is ripped down the right field line. Way back there. Out of here. Ryan McMahon leaves the yard. His 17th of the year. And they cut into the lead. It's 8-3. The Guardians going with a new pitcher, Tim Herron.
And he's been hit pretty hard at times this year, so he's looking for better. Right now, giving up more than a hit per inning.
And the batter is George Springer. 0 for 2 in this one. First pitch just misses. Would they pay you?
No, absolutely not. Not even a meal on the road. So I think it's great now that most of these teams have professional barbers that come in and make them look fresh before the games.
Scale of 1 to 10, how good a barber were you?
For a non-professional, I'd say I was probably a 7. But if I was comparing to professionals, I'd be like a 3.
Hit weakly on the ground. Handles, throws to first. That's the first out, the top of the 7th. Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays.
I'll never forget the time that I cut Jose Canseco's hair. He had a pretty big melon, Boog. And
big dome?
It took a while.
Yeah.
There's a little pressure there, too, because he had a big date that night, and he wanted me to make sure that everything looked good.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a big guy, too. I didn't want him to hurt me.
Yeah, he's large.
That's the ball.
Next offering is
2
downstairs.
balls, 1 strike.
Gets the outside corner with that one. 1 out, base is empty, and a run in here in the top half of inning number 7. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now 2 away.
Now batting.
Andres Jimenez next up for the Blue Jays.
And still looking for that hit to keep this streak going, and this might be his last shot at it, Boog.
Out to short, Rocchio. Slings to first, out number 3.
Now pitching for
We're
Toronto.
back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the
Number
7th.
52.
Nick Sandlin.
He's throwing the ball very well overall this season. He's been really tough to get to. You see that ERA, and that's where you love to be.
Carlos Santana digs in for the Guardians.
Designated hitter, Carlos Santana.
First pitch misses. Just missed.
That's the ball. 2-0.
That one missed. Now 3-0. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it can be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at bat turns out.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
So up next, Brian Rocchio. 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. Swings and misses. Strike 1.
0-1.
Runner on the go. Line drive. Hauls it in for the out. Throw behind the runner. They've got him doubled off.
Now batting.
Gabriel Arias digs in for the Guardians.
Gabriel Arias.
On the inside corner for a strike. And that's drops in for a strike.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking, I don't want to get beat here. This is a good.
That's strike 3 and the third out. So we take a break.
Now pitching.
Welcome
for the
back,
Guardians.
and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th.
Number
Trevor
37.
Steffen. He's making his second appearance of the season.
Steffen.
So back to the top of the order, and now Nathan Lucas. 0 for 3 in this one. And that's a little bit high.
That's a ball.
Ball 1. That one pushed foul. That one catches the zone, and that is strike 2. Good eye in that spot.
Low.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And 1 out now. Bo Bichette next up for the Blue Jays. 1 for 3. Right through there for a strike. Fought off foul. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Now batting.
So now the DH spot, Anthony Santander. First offering misses badly for ball 1. Breaking ball misses down and away.
Tried to backdoor him with that slider right there, but just missed off the plate. Good pitch, though.
A sliding stop at short. Fires to first. It's there, and that's a great play.
Now pitching for
Back
Toronto.
now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Jason Adam.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Now at the plate, Austin Hedges. This is a guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, this guy is a big contributor. Out to center. Makes the grab, 1 down.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
Angel Martinez digs in for the Guardians. And that's a base hit. And the batter now, Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan.
That one way outside, and that's ball 1. Martinez stands at first with 1 out. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Off balance feed. There's 1 to first. Not in time. Great effort there. And the batter now, Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez.
Throw to first, and he dives back in safely. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike.
I think he was sitting off speed right there because he just let the fastball go by.
Ball one there.
1-1.
Went too far that time. It's 1-2.
1-2's the count.
Hard hit right side. Jimenez throw to first. That's the third out. Inning over. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Stephan back to work. Stephan goes 6 feet 5 inches, 29 years old, and he was a third-round pick back in 2017. Just missed.
That's the ball.
He's clearly trying to work him away here. Both pitches
2-0.
off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
That's off the mark. 3 balls, no strikes. And there's the automatic.
In this situation, you expect the batters to be a little more patient, possibly take until they get a strike. With that, you don't want to miss your opportunity to get ahead early in the count. He didn't right there. Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
And next for Toronto, Alejandro Kirk. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Makes the catch up against the wall in foul territory. Digging in, Ryan McMahon.
Third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
And that's through there for a strike. And it's 0-1. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Martinez going back onto the track, and he makes the catch.
Thought that was a no-doubter. I think the wind was holding that in this ballpark.
So they're down to their final out. So up next for Toronto, George Springer. 3 groundouts already. He's 0 for 3. And that is in there for a strike. I believe that's the split.
That split is a pretty nasty pitch. Explodes out of the hand. Looks like a fastball, and the bottom just falls out of it.
And a base hit. And now first and second with 2 outs.
Up next for the Blue Jays, center fielder.
And
Dalton
here is
Varsho.
Dalton Varsho. And a big swing and a miss.
0 balls, 1 strike.
Pop up here, third base side. And that'll do it. The Guardians have won 4 in a row.
After 4 wins in a row, you start to think a little bit that you're on a roll, and that's the momentum that just takes on a life of its own. Players start hitting up and down the lineup. You never know who's going to come up with the big hit, who's going to come out of the bullpen and get the big outs, but it's a good feeling, and you want to extend it.
8-3 the final in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.